Overthinkers. My name is Courtney and welcome to the Overthinker Guide. So this video is going to be about the LA trip I took back in July. Yes, July. My dad wanted me to talk about it. I already wrote the post in my blog back when it happened, so I am going to be referencing it because I can't fully remember. So day one, I actually met my dad and the family at the airport. I paid for a buddy pass, which was a huge discount to the regular price tickets to LA. So I had to fly standby. That's usually what the buddy passes are. If you work for the airline and or are a family member of the airline traveling with them, you can fly on standby for free. But with the buddy pass, you have to pay a discounted rate and then still do standby. And so for those who may not know what being standby means, it means that basically you're waiting to get a seat to see if a seat is open on the plane, and it is organized by priority. And then me, because I'm paid for a buddy pass, I don't work there. I paid for a buddy pass, so my priority is the lowest, which means I'm at the bottom of the list. Same with my sister, same sister who went to Chicago with me. Usually when you fly standby, it's best to get on the first flight out because usually people don't want to wake up that early or they'll miss their flight. So you're there, you get their seat. Or again, if they didn't sell out the flight, you get the open seat. So that's why it's normally best to fly on the first flight out. So I told my dad to put me on that flight. However, he changed it saying it looks wide open and put me on the second flight out. When I got there, I decided to actually get there super early so I could fly the first flight out. So I basically waited until I got to the gate. I found the gate of the first flight instead of the second flight, and I said, hey, I'm on this flight, can you change me to this one, please? Apparently I'm not supposed to do it at the gate. I'm supposed to do it at the ticketing area, because the gate agents, they're doing stuff, they're getting it set up. But he was nice. He was able to switch me, and I had gotten there early. My sister, of course, she was riding with my dad, so she was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that too. So dad dropped her off and then went to go park, and so I met her and I was like, hey, can you switch my sister? And he was like, I can't do that until she gets here. But she was able to get switched too, and thankfully we got on that first flight. My dad actually surprised us, and him, my stepmom, and little sister also got on the first flight. So we all flew in pretty early to get to LA. My dad got a rental car, so we got the rental car, and I was like, the car that we got, I was against it. We got a Gladiator Jeep, I think it was what it's called, and it's a truck. So it had, it has the truck back, the tailgate. So I'm like, we have a bunch of suitcases with no trunk. But I just was against that car because there was no trunk and we had suitcases, and there was 5 of us. It's different if it was only 2 people or even 3 people going, because then you can just stick the suitcases in the seats, the empty seats. But because all the seats are filled, we had no choice but to put our suitcases in the back. So it's like when we're stopping to go somewhere, we gotta make sure our suitcases don't get stolen or anything like that. But after we got the rental car, we made our first stop to Randy's Donuts in Inglewood, where the big donut is. And we had to, again, because the suitcases were outside of the truck, we had to keep an eye making sure nobody ran up and tried to take them. Randy's Donuts was a little bit of a letdown. I feel like not everybody enjoyed their donut. I got an apple fritter, which that was delicious. Like I should have just stuck with the apple fritter, but I got the apple fritter and a Nutella donut, and I didn't really like it. We're Krispy Kreme people, so Krispy Kreme is for us. After Randy's Donuts, we went to the Nipsey Hussle mural at Fatburger. We just wanted to see it. Obviously, we were right there, so we were going to see it. I think we had originally planned to see that later in the day, but because we couldn't check into our Airbnb until a certain time, I think we couldn't check in until 4, and we had landed at like 10 a.m. So we had a bunch of time to kill. So we went there, and then because again we had time to kill, we drove all the way to Malibu. And went to the market to get like snacks and things. So this is finally where we got the idea to just put all of our stuff while we were out of the car into the car and lock it. And then obviously when we left, we had to take it back out and put it back on the trunk. So walked around Malibu a little bit, saw the sights, drove back, and we were looking for authentic tacos. And we went with, they weren't authentic Mexican tacos because they were a fusion, but we went with Kogi Taquiera. But we went there after we went grocery shopping so we could have groceries for the Airbnb. I really liked Kogi Taquiera. However, it was so spicy. Like, I was not expecting it to be spicy, what I ordered. But they had really good options. I think I had the short rib. I think I just got the short rib. But they have like short rib, chicken, tofu. I think they have pork. But yeah, like, they had really good options. I definitely was just stopping at that truck if you see it. Oh, I forgot to mention, our Airbnb was actually... If you watch Insecure, when Lawrence moved out of the dunes, we were in Lawrence's place. And I'm actually rewatching Insecure right now, and I literally recognized the outside, I recognized the inside from certain shots. So I'm like, oh my god, that is the place. It wasn't Insecure. But anyway, so that was day one. I'll just go ahead and get into day two. So day two has a little bit more going on. We were supposed to go to the Griffith Observatory early in the morning, mainly so me, my dad, and little sister could go hiking up to the observatory because they had trails that could take you there. And I thought if we get there early, we'll meet them at the top. Now, Dad was saying, and he brought up a good point, why would we hike up when we can just hike down? It'll be easier. So I got that. But we ended up not. I think that the getting dressed part is what took a long time. But we stopped by Palm Tree Street first before going to the Griffith Observatory. And that's the street where you can take, you know, the iconic palm tree shot with normally Hollywood. The Hollywood sign would be in the back. And I do have a picture, but because it's so foggy or smoggy, you can't see it. But, oh my god, the Griffith Observatory, the parking, I did not realize how crazy it would be. And I think, was this a Sunday? I think this was a Sunday. The parking was ridiculous. Like, it took us, I think, an hour just to find parking. And then when we did find parking, obviously we were like, at that point it was hot, and I'm like, I don't feel like hiking anymore. But when we got parked, we tried to pay for parking at the median, what is it called? The little parking mediator thing, but none of them were working. So I was like, okay, I guess it's free parking. Let me know if it's free parking on Sundays at the Griffith Observatory. So yeah, we checked out the Griffith Observatory. I actually wouldn't have mind staying there longer, but I was on a schedule because, well, we were all on a schedule. I had plans to meet my friend, one of my friends, and then my dad and stepmom had plans to go do a tour of the SoFi Stadium. So we were like, okay, we can't spend too much time at the Griffith Observatory. It was cool. Like I said, I think I would have enjoyed it if I didn't feel so rushed. There was also a lot of people there. But yeah, it was cool. Really nice view of the Hollywood sign from there. But then after that, we went to In-N-Out. I'm gonna be honest. I don't get the hype of the In-N-Out burger. It was just a burger for me. Everyone else said they liked their burgers a lot. But they didn't like the fries. Again, the fries were just okay to me. I got the milkshake. Everything was just okay at In-N-Out. There was an incident that happened. I don't think I talked about it in the blog, and I don't think I'm going to talk about it here. Just know that my sister is a very kind person. She can talk about it in the comments if she wants. So after In-N-Out, we actually, I don't think you're supposed to do this, but we actually walked from In-N-Out to the Hollywood Walk of Fame because it was like two blocks up, if that. So I was like, let's just walk there and walk back. Again, I don't know if we were allowed to do that, but it's like we didn't have anywhere else to park. We were already parked at the restaurant. So we did the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I wouldn't say it's worth it, but I definitely would not make a special trip to go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like, I don't know. The streets were nasty. It was your typical sidewalk with stars on them. So after that, we went to Wanderlust, and we went there to meet up with my friend and some of my family to get some ice cream. I was meeting one of my friends from college. She was actually one of my roommates from college, all 4 years. But I decided to meet her at Wanderlust because I've always wanted to try Wanderlust. I always saw their Instagram pictures and reels, and I was like, their ice cream looks good. So I was very excited to try them, and I enjoyed the ice cream. I wish I could order from them, but I just can't pay. I can't pay that much to ship ice cream over here. My family got some ice cream, and then my dad and stepmom went ahead and went back to the house to get ready for their stadium tour. My sisters stayed with me and my friend, and we were gonna eventually go to my friend's house. So I met up with 3 friends. I didn't take any pictures when I met up with them. I'm actually very mad about that. Yes, I met up with her. We went back to her place for a little bit. After we went to her place, we went back to the house, and we Ubered back. You have to have a car in LA. Ain't no way you can get around without a car, without Ubering, and I just feel like that gets expensive. We went back to the house to get ready for dinner, and we were gonna go to Roscoe's. So we went to, I think, the original Roscoe's. But yeah, Roscoe's chicken, it was good. I got the chicken tender. Mac and cheese was good, and they have like these homemade like juices, concoction type things, which were good. But I would definitely try Roscoe's chicken and waffles. If you, like chicken, definitely try them out. So before we went to Roscoe's, we saw the Dunes, which was where, if you watch Insecure, this is where Issa and Lawrence lived. And in season 1 and then 2, I think, for Issa. Anyway, so yeah, we saw the Dunes, and there were actually other people there taking pictures in front of it. So I think that was so cool that this show is like bringing all of us in this area. But yeah, that was actually the end of day 2. If you like this video, please leave a like. Consider subscribing for more videos like this. The next video will be the second half. But until then, I will see you next time, Overthinkers.